Now, the stats tell us that most of you have had a COVID vaccine. And fair enough, especially if you're vulnerable or if you've got a pre-existing condition or if you're on the high side of 60. We know the vaccines diminish the risk of serious illness from COVID. But there'll be many of you who got your shots very reluctantly. You had to get your jabs to go to work. You were forced by vaccine mandates to get COVID vaccination shots. These, as you know, applied to police, to teachers, to firefighters, to surf lifesavers, airline workers, so many people in so many workplaces, which is why it was astonishing to hear this nonsense from a senior Pfizer representative last week under questioning from Senator Pauline Hanson.
Dr. Threw, you actually made a comment that no one was forced to have the vaccination. Who made the comment? Was it Dr. Threw?
Senator, I believe I made that comment.
You made that comment? Right. Mm-hmm. You were in Australia during COVID-19. You must have been fully aware that people, nurses, doctors, people to have their jobs, to keep their jobs, were forced to have the vaccination. Now, do you retract your statement that they were not forced?
Senator, no, I believe firmly that nobody was forced to have a vaccine. Mandates or vaccine requirements are determined by governments and health authorities. I believe everybody was offered an opportunity to get a vaccine or not get a vaccine. I don't believe that anybody was forced to take a vaccine.
A lot of Australians will disagree with you on that one.
They sure will, Pauline. Just amazing stuff. Remember, there are many people who did exercise their personal rights over their own bodies and refused to get vaccinated, and then they lost their jobs. There are still people out of work in this country now because of their vaccination status. It's unfair, it's illiberal, it's indefensible, and it's going on for hundreds of Australians as we speak. This is how our leaders have treated us.
These mandates, these requirements, just push people to do what needs to be done. And I'm not here to apologise for that.
I want to say very clearly that if you're not vaccinated, you will not have the freedom or the freedoms that vaccinated people have.
There's going to be a vaccinated economy, and you get to participate in that if you are vaccinated. And we are not going to have a situation, well, at least not in Victoria, where we lock the whole place down to protect people who won't protect themselves.
This is the pandemic of the unvaccinated, and if you are unvaccinated, you are going to be vulnerable.
Employees will be required to provide their employer with evidence that they are fully vaccinated. Employers will be required to keep a record of the evidence, and authorised officers will run spot checks to ensure compliance is occurring.
Yeah, and now Pfizer and others say no one was forced to get the jab. What a deceit. Don't forget also that half the country got the jab because they were told it was the right thing, that it would produce herd immunity. You know, do your bit for society by reducing the spread. Don't be the unvaccinated person who infects the aged care centre. Only now we know that was nonsense. We were fed a lie deliberately to encourage us all to get vaccinated. The jab did not and does not stop people being infected or passing on the virus. But instead of facing facts, dealing in reality, coming clean and apologising for the vaccine mandates and the misinformation, we just get these blatant denials. No one was forced to get the COVID vaccine. What rot. Get the vaccine or you can't feed your family. What insulting rubbish. We need that Royal Commission into the COVID pandemic response.